Good day to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska and this is Poland Daily Culture. And this episode is dedicated especially to those who love photos of the highest mountains in the world, because we have here Oswald Rodrigo Pereira, one of the high attitude filmmakers and a photographer. Thank you very much for being with us.
Hello, my pleasure.
Oswald, and well, it's well known that K2 is one of the deadliest mountains in the world, and approximately for one person who reached the summit, 4 dies. I would say it's a little bit of a bloodshed when it comes to this mountain. And tell me, please, what makes it so, first of all, so deadly, and secondly, also so challenging and so mesmerizing that people from all over the world want to be there?
I think if someone doesn't even know mountains, but some person will hear Everest, that person knows Everest is the highest mountain in the world. If you ask someone for one more mountain, everyone would say K2. I think it's mythical, as you said, it's mesmerizing, it's beautiful, and it's very dangerous, especially because of it's a very steep mountain, and especially in winter you don't have a lot of snow on the ground. You have to climb on ice and rock. And that means that it's not a mountain that you can walk up, you really need to climb. And added to that, you have the altitude factor, which usually is present in every 8,000er, but here you have also the very, very strong winds. It's called jet stream. And on the summit of K2, sometimes these winds, it reach around 100, 200 kilometers per hour. And you can only survive with a wind of a speed up to 30 kilometers per hour. So added all of these factors, you can imagine that you go to an expedition, you need to climb, you need to be strong, but you have to be lucky as well, because you can spend there 6 or 8 weeks and don't have a summit window, and then you go home without the summit. And that's why K2 wasn't climbed in winter until this year. And everyone associated to the mountaineering always knew that K2 is a legendary mountain, but also the people, the team that would reach it, summit it in winter, would go to the history. So I think that was something that called the attention of people all over the world. Also, it is a very mediatic mountain. So I think people that follow adventures, people that want to cross their barriers, want to see what's the limit of the human existence. I think everyone that went there had a little bit of this challenge, of this feeling that they want to go beyond the possible. And sometimes it sounds like a slogan, but when you are there and you look at this 3,600 meters wall above you, you really think like, I'm a small person, I'm just a human being, and the mountain itself is it's a monster. On the other hand, it's a very beautiful monster. So I think that's something that if you see K2, if you stand there in the base camp and you watch it, you just want to climb it. But on the other hand, you need to be aware that it's a very tough challenge.
And I would say you're the part of immortalizing those moments, those people, because you take photos, you shoot films, you make it, I would say, last for another generations and other people who are not able to be there in person. And that's, I would say, it's important to say about this year attempt, because you also witnessed the death of one of the climbers, who was a Spanish climber, Sergi Minot, if I pronounce it correctly. If not, please correct me. And so tell us a few words about him, so he is not forgotten when it comes to this attempt.
Yes, as you said, there were a lot of international climbers, and one of them was Sergi Mingote from Spain. I just met him there during the expedition, And but we became friends very soon because first of all I didn't have any language barrier because I could understand Spanish and speak like a mixture of Portuguese and Spanish, so we could, you know, just have better contact. And but also he was very experienced. He was a very modest person, very smiling, always like with good disposition. And some people in the base camp said that he was like a father for some of the climbers because he was so reasonable and also so experienced. And everyone would ask him for his advices. And even me, I remember talking with him in the base camp for around 1 hour about his experience, about what I think about K2 and everything. And I remember that, as you said, like sometimes in my job, I take pictures, I film people, and especially in the mountains, I had a couple of times like this idea in my head that one day it may happen that the picture that I took of someone may be a last picture of this person. And actually, it happened because I think it was on the 14th or 13th of January. I just woke up in the morning to take a footage of the sunrise, and I heard voices in the dining tent, and I saw that some of the members were having breakfast to go up to climb. So I went there, I had some coffee with them, and when they were just leaving, I took a couple of shots of them, and then I asked Sergi together with Juan Pablo from Chile. Juan Pablo also died later on, and I took a picture of them. And a couple of days later, on 16 January, Sergi fell from around 6,000. He fell from altitude of around 6,000 meters to the advanced base camp. He was hit by a rock, and basically on the moment that he was hit by a rock on his head, he immediately died. Of course, he had still like vital signs. He was heavily breathing when he fell to the advanced base camp, but as his family and medical researchers proved, he was already died on the right after he got hit by a rock. But what I was saying was that a day later, I was sitting with this Juan Pablo from Chile in the dining tent. Of course, everyone was sad. And I just remembered that I took this picture and I gave it to Juan Pablo and told him, like, look, this is the last picture that I took of two of you before Sergi died, and maybe keep it for your memory, maybe send it to the family. So this year I felt especially that I had like a mission to tell the story of these people that died there, but also be some sort of messenger between them and their families.
Well, it's a very important role, and I would say probably it will stay for a very long time and for other generations, because this was a historical moment. We will, as a humanity, to go back to it and see the members of this group, I would say forever, because it was the first time. Also, thank you very much for passing this story to us, and to you, the viewers of Poland Daily. Stay with us for another episode, because we will continue with the stories of K2.